Welcome to the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, a podcast where we teach speakers how to land paid speaking engagements and corporate contracts. Each week, we deliver high-quality content that teaches you how to level up your speaking business. Be sure to join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group after having your mind blown by this information-filled episode. Now, here's your host, Ashley Kirkwood, lawyer and professional speaker. This is the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast.
Hey guys, it's Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. Today's episode will be a little bit quick. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys 20 things that I learned in 2019 that you can use in 2020 to grow your speaking business. Number one, video is king. Video is king. So my rates went up, my bookings went up, the amount of inquiries that I received without pitching went up when I started putting out demo videos and posting them on LinkedIn and Facebook. So having a good demo video is king. Number two, you need to pitch every day, every weekday anyways. So make sure you're pitching for engagements consistently. That is going to help you dramatically. Number three, hire a coach. Hire a coach. So in my business, it's really critical that whenever I don't know something, I hire someone that does to teach me before I outsource it. So I'm a big fan of outsourcing, but do not outsource before you know how to do it yourself. Number four, outsource. Make sure that you are outsourcing those tasks that are repetitive, that you don't need to be there doing, so that you can spend time dreaming and thinking creatively about your business. So you want to be dreaming, you want to be thinking, you want to be planning your business, ideally a year out. This is actually the first year, though, that I sat down last year in 2019 and came up with an entire marketing plan for 2020. So the entire year, and that may change, so I left some room for that. But I know what I'm supposed to be promoting and pushing each month, and it makes things a lot easier. A part of that, Speak Your Way to Cash fam, is that I am having a baby in 2020. So my business really needed to be more well-oiled even than it was. Like right now, it runs really well with me there. I need it to run really well even if I'm not there. And so in order to do that and to make sure that balls don't get dropped and people are still being served and our clients are still happy, I had to plan out for a long time so that my maternity leave will be covered. So that's really important as well. Which means number five would be making a plan for the year. It's January right now. You can plan for the rest of the year now in terms of where you want to speak, how many engagements you want to do, and what you're going to do each month to make that happen. When doing annual planning, what a lot of people don't consider is really how to do that. So you want to have a big goal for each month, and then you want to have a goal for each week that'll lead you to getting the big goal, and then you want to break that down into what you'll do each day to reach that month's goal, and then you want to have a tracking mechanism, a way that you track. And as you all have heard before, I'm huge on having activity goals, not just revenue goals. So definitely consider that as well. Number six would be connect with other speakers. You do not want to do this business in a silo. You want to have some other speakers that you can run things by that are in the trenches with you. It's a very unique industry in that we all get it, those of us that are in it. So connect with other speakers on Twitter, LinkedIn, see what they're doing, ask them questions, and connect with them. And make sure that you are also adding value to their lives whenever you can. This is like networking. You want to make some friends. You don't want to get you're not going to try to get free coaching advice from them, but you do want to have some relationship with other folks that are doing what you do. If you don't have that and you don't know where to connect with speakers, and in October, we are doing a Speak Your Way to Cash retreat. That's a great place to meet other like-minded speakers. That'll be in October of 2020. So if you want information about that, just let me know. Number seven would be chase the no. Chase the no. A lot of folks get stopped up in the speaking world when they get a no or they get a roadblock and they completely stop pitching. But I would encourage you in 2020 to have the motto of I chase the no. Getting told no is just a part of the game. You have to be able to take that no, roll with it, and pitch so much that one no really doesn't even faze you. Number eight would be get clear on your rates. Get clear on your rates. I saw a question in my Facebook group, the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, that was like, hey, the client wanted me to just send over my rates. Should I do that? I like to talk to people first. Send over your rates. This is not the era of I'm hiding my rates. I don't want to tell them what my rates are. No, send over your rates. Get clear on your rates. Put together some really good packages. So you may have like Package 1 is just a speech. That may be $5,500. Package 2 is a speech plus 100 books. That may be $7,500. And then if you want to do like a semester long program where I come in 5 times, that could be $25,000. So get really clear on your rates. That way you're not ashamed of them. Get comfortable saying them. I interviewed a speaker this year who said that he basically told his clients, because he does some coaching as well, you can't pitch a rate you're not comfortable saying, and that's 100% true. Your rate is based as much on your confidence as it is on your competence. So the quicker you can get comfortable talking money, talking about your rates, the better off you'll be for it. Number 9 would be get better selling. Get better at selling. Get better at selling. So selling is a huge part of running a speaking business. And I need you to see yourself as a salesperson, and what you're selling are your signature programs and your signature speeches. Number 10, get a signature speech. Get a signature speech. It is so much easier to pitch 2 to 3 speeches every single time and just tailor them for different audiences than it is for me to be coming up with a new program to pitch every single person that I pitch. That type of stuff slows you down. And what you want to do is get your program or get your speaking career automated such that you can actually do it over and over and over again, and eventually you can hand it off to someone else that they can do it over and over again. They can pitch you over and over and over again. So that becomes really important to have a signature speech. Number 11 would be get photos. Get photos. So we talked a little bit about videos. That was, I think, number 1, which I think that makes sense because having a great video is like the number 1 thing you need. But also get photos. What I started doing in 2019 is I just put 10% of whatever somebody was paying me to speak aside for photo and video. So you want to have photos of you speaking. You want to have videos of you speaking because that goes into your marketing plan, and that will make it so much easier when you're coming up with your content plan, which leads to number 12. Put out content on that which you speak about. Put out content. So what do your social media channels say about you as a speaker? What does your LinkedIn say about you as a speaker? Are you on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter as a speaker, not just as a business owner or not just by promoting the other business that you may run, but do you post about where you're speaking? Do you talk about where you're speaking at? Do you talk about the topics on which you speak? And are you asking people on social media channels if they know someone that works at a college or if they know an HR director to connect you? Are you doing that? Because that becomes really, really important. So a part of marketing is content, and you want to be putting out consistent content that promotes what you do as a speaker. Along those lines, number 13 would be develop a press plan. This year, we were featured on, oh my God, I don't even know how many podcasts, well over 20 podcasts. And then we also did media appearances as well. So I was on television 5 or 6 times. I guest posted in wrote op-eds in a lot of the popular blogs in Chicago. I was also featured on a variety of large stages and did some TEDx speeches. I did 2 TEDx speeches in 2019. So that becomes really, really important. So you want to have a press plan. What are the local, national, and regional media outlets that you want to pitch, and what are the trade magazines that your particular niche reads? So that becomes critical. You want to make sure that you've thought about that and that you have a plan to capitalize on that press, because press helps you to get inbound leads. Pitching helps you to get those leads that you're working for. You get the list, you pitch them. But if you want inbound leads coming in, press, content, a marketing plan, all of that will help for you to get inbound leads, which are great. They're easier to get. And when someone comes to me, I have a higher probability of booking them. All right, number 14, you want to have a very good onboarding plan. So once a client says yes, what does your onboarding plan look like? How are you getting them your W-9? How are you getting all the information for the event? How are you making it seamless for them? Most of my clients ask for the same couple of things. They need a W-9 because I'm charging over $1,000. They need photos for the event. They want to make sure that I get all of the finalized information for the event. And for a lot of the schools, I have to become a vendor. So I want to make sure that I have a plan that attacks all of that, a checklist, if you will, that allows me to get all the information that that they need to them and all the information that I need from them. So a really clear and concise onboarding plan. You want to schedule 2 calls before the event. At least I do at least 2. But you want to have one call that just makes sure they got everything from you and another that talks about the event specifically. I also like to do a call with someone who will be in the audience. So if I'm speaking to students, I like to do a call with the student. A lot of times I'm hired by the director of student activities, so I haven't talked to students throughout the process. So I want to talk to some students and get their take on things. So have a really clear onboarding plan. This is just a part of running a business. You want your client's experience to be great. To that end, number 15 would be have a great offboarding plan. After the event, it doesn't end there. You want to make sure you send them a postcard thanking them. I use a tool called Postables to do that. You also want to have a call after the event that talks about how the event went, student feedback. You want to show them any photos and videos you took of the event, any highlight reels you've done of the event. You want to thank them for their time, and then you want to have the rebooking conversation. So are we doing like next year? I know that you all are having this event next year. I'd love to come back. Is that something you all consider? Per my contract, you get 10% off if you book within a certain amount of time from the event date. You can have all of that, in there. So you want to think about what are you going to do to make sure that you capitalize on that experience after the event. So it's not just onboarding, it's also offboarding. I also did holiday gifts this year. That was critical to help rebookings and to just keep the client conversation going and to stay top of mind. And I think because of the way that I treat my clients, I know because of the way that I treat my clients, the gifts, the follow-up, all of that, I get a ton of referrals from clients. So a lot of them are like, hey, even if they can't use me, they're excited to tell other people about me. If they can't use me again, they're excited to tell other people about their experience and refer people to me, which is great. And you can always ask, is there another school? Is there someone else in your field that you know who works at another school who could benefit from this? That's a great question to ask during your offboarding call. And you can have an offboarding call script the same way people who come to Speak Your Way to Cash get, if you attend Speak Your Way to Cash live, you actually get a sales script. You can make an offboarding script. So questions that you ask each and every client during offboarding, which will help you to do your end of the year evaluations to see whether you are on track to growing your business. Hey guys, it's Ashley Kirkwood here, and I know this is an amazing interview. And if you are someone who is interested in taking your speaking career to the next level, then do I have something for you? Okay, I need you to go to AshleyNicoleKirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay. That's AshleyNicoleKirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay. The link is also in the show notes that you can grab the Speak Your Way to Cash live replay, which has 7 modules, a ton of information about how you can start speaking your way to cash. Now, this training is absolutely action-packed, phenomenal. It has additional resources. It has templates. It has a podcast pitch template, a college pitch template, something you can send to media outlets to get on television. It has everything you need to develop a sales strategy, a press strategy, and a plan to skyrocket your speaking career. And it is crazy affordable, okay? So head on over there right now, AshleyNicoleKirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay, and grab your copy today. All right, let's get back to this interview. So 16, you want to get reviews. For those of you who did any event in your life, any event anywhere, ever, you want to get reviews. And if you did not get video reviews, which I think are the best, the second best would be getting written testimonials, and getting their name and their a photo that they're comfortable with you using to put with the review. You can always use a stock photo if they're not comfortable using your real photo, or their real photo rather, but you want to have reviews of your event that you can send other event organizers, and they can look at that and glean that you really are a safe bet, because that's what people are wondering, is whether or not you're a safe bet. So you want to make sure that you get reviews. 17, you want to go to conferences. I think conferences are one of the biggest ways that I was able to grow both my speaking business and my law firm. And so I highly recommend that you choose conferences that actually produce the result that you want, that will actually lead to more bookings. But go to conferences. Look up 2020 and 2021 conferences. Look up the call for speakers and the information that you need to start applying to speak, and then go and then speak and network and get clients. So go to those conferences, have a plan of action as to how you're going to capitalize on the conference before you go. Don't just go blind, but have a plan of action for how you're going to capitalize on the conferences. And these are conferences where your ideal client, your ideal speaking client gather together. So ideally, I speak on stage in front of a room of 100 HR directors at once versus just doing one-offs. And the Society of Human Resources, just as a plug, is doing their call for speakers for their Indiana conference, and the date has not passed as of today's date, which is January 13th, 2020. So if you're interested in that, then check out Society of Human Resources conferences. They're great if you're a corporate speaker and you want to be hired by HR directors and professionals in order to speak there. So conferences are critical. They can be really valuable to your business. Number 18, you want to do TEDx Talks. I think TEDx Talks are great. I use the TEDx stage to premiere signature speeches. So when I have a new speech rolling out, I like to release a TEDx that goes around the theme of that speech, and then I send the TEDx talk to potential clients. What I like about that is they can kind of gauge the framework of my larger presentation in an 8 to 17 minute shorter speech. And if they like that, and they will, because when you do a TEDx talk, you're going to be prepared. Like, you're not going to do a crappy TEDx talk. So you're going to be prepared. The video quality is typically pretty good, some better than others, but typically it's a pretty good video quality, and you're able to get your message out there in a very short, concise manner that the client can easily consume. So for me, that was actually how we were able to get our corporate client base up, was by showing them our TEDx talk. I did one on confidence, and then I did another one on it was called Feelings Over Figures, and it was one about race in America. So that was good for some diversity presentations that I've done in the past. So 18 was do a TEDx talk, apply for a TEDx talk. I do have a training on that. If you're interested, you can always email me at admin@passionpurposeandpaychecks.com, or to get the TEDx training, you just go to gum.co/ or actually, if you search Gumroad and then TEDx Ashley Kirkwood on Google, it'll come up. Gumroad, TEDx Ashley Kirkwood. Google those 3 words, the TEDx training will come up. But you can also email me to get it. Number 19, make sure you have your systems in place. Systems are key. So you want a client relationship management tool. You want a sales tool. You want a tool that makes sending out all these emails and pitches a lot easier. So I love HubSpot. It's a little bit pricey, but it's a really good tool to use. And I also use Dubsado for sending out the actual proposal. The way that my systems work, I use HubSpot to do the initial pitch. Once they agree to have a call with me, I use Dubsado to send out a really pretty proposal that looks nice, that allows them to sign my contract and pay the invoice. And then they're in Dubsado for the life of our relationship. That's where we take notes. And then I also, because I don't know, there's some people use everything in one, but I also keep a Google Sheet once we book a client, just so we can track how many engagements we do every year. It's just easier for me to see it that way, but you could do everything in Dubsado and make it really clean and simple for yourself as well. So your systems become key. You have to invest in good systems. You're going to pay monthly, or you could pay annually, however you like to do it, but you do want to invest in really good systems. It just makes you look far more professional and keeps you organized. And when you're pitching thousands of people a year, you aren't going to remember every detail about them. So your systems come into play there. And then the last thing that I would say, the 20th thing, is track everything. Track everything. Track your open rate. Track your the amount of people who you get on the phone with that actually convert. You should know your conversion numbers. You have to track everything as a speaker. And you track it so that you can improve upon your systems. You can improve upon your process. And without tracking, you don't know what's working and what's not. You also don't know where you can afford to hire. So if one part of my business is bringing in $50,000 on its own, I could probably hire someone for $10,000 a year to manage that part of the system, so I could focus on upping that number to $100,000, right? So you want to know where the money is coming from. You also want to know who's booking which one of my signature speeches, which one of the speeches gets far more attention than the others. And that's how you figure out, okay, well, where should I develop more speeches? What topics are really resonating with my clients? So you want to track everything. That's so important and so critical. So make sure that you're tracking everything, that you have a system for doing that. And those are my 20 tips for 2020. All right, wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. and it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have two ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker, you're ready to fully commit, and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section, and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please, please, please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speaker Way to Cash group, Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome, awesome day.